Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Of course, severe problems usually require professional help, but garden variety sadness, worrying, and anger can often at least be moderated with simple self help tactics. Maybe you'll find one or more of these worth trying. I will present them in order of what has been most helpful to my clients. First, the now almost cliched phrase be in the moment. Focusing on what you want to do this very second avoids your feeling saddened, mired by past trauma or self recriminations, and being overwhelmed by all you face in the future. Let's say an unproductive thought does intrude. Force yourself, yes, force yourself to refocus on what you're presently doing, your present activity. And if that activity is difficult and you need to escape for a while, do something easy yet productive. Clean house, help someone else, whatever. The second self help tactic that's often useful is acceptance. Yes, you can tweak things about yourself, but accepting your basic self is wise. For example, rather than diet, accept your basic body. And if you wish, sure, make modest, sustainable tweaks in what you eat. Of course, alcohol and marijuana are going to make restraint difficult. Another example of acceptance, if you sense you're not bright or driven enough to be a good lawyer or doctor, accept yourself and choose something that with moderate effort you can succeed at. You will probably be happier and more successful. Status can be the enemy of contentment. Another example of acceptance, if you're quiet by nature, instead of feeling jealous of the charismatic types, try to accept that quiet is okay, maybe especially okay in today's loud and proud world. And a final example of acceptance is that aging is inevitable, and it's impossible to merely shrug at it, but try to accept it. And when emotions get in the way, as I mentioned, try to refocus on something constructive. Another of the tactics that are helpful in the self-help arena is to journal. It's empowering, it's free, and likely to be a source of good advice. You know yourself somewhat, at least better than most other people, so the advice is more likely to be on target than if dispensed by somebody else. Another self-help tactic is to stay busy. At a talk by famed psychotherapist Carl Menninger, an audience member asked him what to do about a severely troubled client. The audience expected the answer to be, well, you need long-term psychotherapy. Instead, Menninger said that the client needed to stop navel-gazing and get busier, especially helping other people. Another good self-help tactic is get little wins. Find goals that you have a good chance of achieving quickly, and take a moment to feel good about those little wins. If you withhold happiness until a big win, you're going to spend too little time being happy. Exercise. Exercise increases oxygenation to the brain and a sense of well-being. It's tough to worry when you're playing a favorite sport. Walking, hiking, and gardening are relaxing, and it's uplifting to see the miracle of growth. Music. It's a mood regulator without side effects. My favorites include, first I'll list some uplifters, Susan Boyle's so touching performance of I Dreamed a Dream on America's Got Talent. By the way, you can just Google the names of these and you'll find the videos on these in YouTube. Shout, Fantasy by Earth, Wind and Fire, Puff the Magic Dragon, the finale from Book of Mormon, Defying Gravity from Wicked, A Few Good Men by Big Fat Band, P-H-A-T, Big Fat Band, Maple Leaf Rag, and I played that on the piano. You can, if you Google Maple Leaf Rag and Nemco, you'll find it. And something called the Armed Forces Medley. Music that calms people down really well are Air on a G-String, it's a Bach piece, Claire de Lune, My Funny Valentine, and I have a version of me playing the piano, playing that. If you Google My Funny Valentine and Marty Nemco, you'll find it. Autumn Leaves, Spiegel im Spiegel, which means mirror in mirror in German, Adagio by Samuel Barber, and Sunrise Sunset. And a final example of a self-help strategy, tactic that is very often helpful, is a doggy. I'm biased, but a cat just isn't the same. Rescue a sweet dog using petfinders.com or adoptapet.com. They have huge national databases of dogs and cats that are in pounds, humane societies, and rescue organizations. Of course, sometimes self-help isn't enough. To find a good and well-suited counselor or therapist, initially screen using Yelp. Because Yelp aggregates many clients' ratings and narrative reviews, Yelp, rather than a personal referral, tends to be a more valid way to identify 2, maybe 3 practitioners you'd like to check out in a phone call. And in that call, before describing your situation, ask the practitioner for the kind of problems he or she is most effective with and the approach or approaches she tends to use. Then describe your situation and ask if she thinks she or he is a good fit and how that practitioner would tentatively plan to work with you. That should be helpful. In any event, as usual, I thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. Feel free to give us a thumbs up or, if needed, a thumbs down. I always welcome your comments. Love it if you would hit the share button below and share on your social media and or subscribe to my channel. And in any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.